Se7en title sequence. Overall description. David Fincher's Se7en was directed in 1995. It's a film that easily challenges labelling. The production throughout is aligned with Fincher's vision for the film. It's too dark to qualify as a golden classic, despite having the same qualities. Neither is it in a traditional sense a cult film, as it contains A-list talent and is upheld by a clever script, an unforgettable score, and rich cinematograph. Font. The font is white sans serif sketchy. It is very abnormal because of its randomness and ill-omened feel. Fincher and Cooper decided to hand-draw the font. Cooper stated, "Fincher and I decided to use hand-drawn type mixed with Helvetica, and he was very excited by it. He knew that he wanted it to be drawn by hand because it was from the mind of the killer, and I was taking that further, wanting it to be like the killer did the film Obstacles himself. As it is handwritten, there is a certain intimacy created with the antagonist. This idea of bringing the killer to life is reproduced in not only the font, but the overall title sequence. Handwritten font was surprising in Hollywood at that period in time, due to the availability of digital editing and compositing. The fact that Cooper and his team produced the majority of the title sequence by hand conveys the originality of the title sequence. Using digital effects may have otherwise cheapened the effects of the font. Prevalent themes include apathy, fear, violence, desperation, hopelessness. Plot. The initial shot of the title sequence shows the camera's focus on which could be a book or journal. The darkness of the room adds to the ominous feel of the sequence. The non-diegetic background music sounds distorted and unnatural, adding to the sinister effect. The focus on the objects makes the audience question the significance of this book. This is because unconventional camera angles are used on this everyday item. The close-up shot from the side is not a typical everyday viewing. The use of hands adds to the sense of mystery because it is unknown whose hands they are. Using fragments of footage, the antagonist, John Doe, is shown writing in a journal, self-developing photographs, erasing passages in books in order to give an impression of religious endeavour. "When I was a kid and I would watch horror movies," said Cooper, "the monster didn't come out until the third act. I was lucky to watch Se7en early on. I remember thinking that after I saw it, I wanted to use the killer earlier on, to somehow introduce the killer in the titles. I asked if I could look at all the props and anything that Fincher might have to look at, and there were a couple of prop notebooks that had excessive writing in them, and I thought it would be good to do a tabletop shoot with them and have it be able of their preparation, as though it was John Doe's job to prepare them." Music. Amplified screams are edited into the title sequence. This contributes to the prominent themes in the title sequence. The score music is eerie, so fits into the psychological thriller genre. It creates tension and a sense of mystery in what the antagonist is going to do. Originality. This sequence has said to be similar to experimental filmmaking of Stan Brakhage and the photography of Joel Peter Witkin Robert Mulligan. The format of the title sequence has drawn comparisons to Stephen Frankfurter's title design from Robert Mulligan's 1963 adaptation of the courtroom thriller To Kill a Mockingbird, which also has close-ups of everyday objects to gain a more personal insight into key characters. However, it is most likely the artistic vision of Fincher and Cooper which created Se7en's distinct originality.